Live, live now.
Hi, no one.
How's nobody doing? So, anyways,
Nobody's doing
what did you
anything.
do with your generator? Oh, that's
I
weird. Oh,
scrapped it.
yeah, but you didn't take it. You haven't taken it already.
No, just some copper.
Yeah, but you're not.
Next
So
week I'll do the.
you're for sure 100% giving up on the getting the rest out of the. Oh, look at that. That doesn't look like Subway.
Why? Why doesn't it look
It-
like Subway, Chris?
oh, there. Well, now it just looked like all I could see was a white bag for whatever reason in the Subway. Oh, it's because it's a green screen thing. Oh, there I can see part of the Y.
Your bag is white.
My bag.
Your bag.
Oh, look at my. Oh, wait.
Your brown, wrinkly bag.
It's not really brown. It's like a pinkish.
It's off white.
Yeah, it's off. That's right. It's off white.
It's
Hey,
kind of
Roger.
race. Hi, Roger. We're just talking about our bags.
He's got a shiny
Hey,
white
Daniel
bag with
Houston.
green on it. Dano, look, Dano's here too.
Yay, Dan and Dan
How's everybody doing?
in TV land.
Yeah, I got.
Wasn't Roger doing a copper run today?
Yeah, I think he did one yesterday, didn't he? Tell
He was,
us, Roger. I
he was.
saw that he was doing one, but like I said, I just got home a half hour ago. I didn't.
I thought he said on the live that he was going to do a
Oh,
run.
maybe that's where I heard it. Yeah, that's probably where I heard it. So, well, he'll tell us how he did. Probably got robbed by some meth heads or something.
Bleep bloop in the comments, Roger.
Roger, we're waiting.
Dee 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 dee.
Oh, don't you're gonna put me to sleep with the Jeopardy music.
Yeah, that's a boring ass show.
Yeah. What'd you get going up to there, Dano? You get any work done this week? Sell any copper? Well, I told you that our copper's way up too, eh? But yours, you got like $1 more a pound today than I.
Yeah, so our Bear Bright was $5.35. Number one was $5, and number two was $4.75.
Yeah, that's crazy. Did it on Tuesday. Video tomorrow. Oh.
What did
Well,
you
don't
do
worry,
today?
Roger. Nobody's watching this. Well, I shouldn't say. I guess there's 5 people, and one of them is Dan. I thought you were getting your sub after the live.
After the live starts.
Oh,
Hello,
that's
wake up.
That's not what you said. You said after the live. Almost a record check.
I said I'm going to scrap a sub on the live.
Oh,
And
on
that's
the
what
live.
yeah. So I'm going to scrap a sub because Scrapadill's not here.
Is it a pizza sub?
No, it's a meatball.
You said you were gonna scrap a pizza sub.
It's Subway. You always get meatball subs at Subway. This
I
way
do
you don't
not.
have to make,
It's
this
not
way
me.
you don't have to make decisions.
Oh, record check. Okay, so I keep forgetting that the Americans spell check like check as a CHECK. Well, that's
Right.
good to hear. I thought you meant like the cops were checking your record.
Yeah, I got a check because it was over $2,000. So
Yeah, I've never had to worry about that. Although I did get a $2,200 cash when I was doing those vehicles because I had sent the girl a e-transfer for $2,900 for the 2 loads. I had Arby's yesterday for the first time in a long time, Roger. It was pretty good. Although they don't have Jamocha shakes anymore. I got an orange cream shake. It wasn't bad. But yeah, so I couldn't send in the same day, I couldn't send another big e-transfer because I think it's like a $3,000 limit per day or something like that.
Mm,
So when I was at the, she said, "Do you want cash or check?" And I said, "Oh, I can get cash for $2,200." And she said, "Yep, no problem."
nice.
Yeah, so I just because they got that ATM there, so I just scanned my thing, and the ATM shot me out my money, and then I was able to pay him too. So everybody was paid before the job was over.
Oh, I took your advice.
What advice?
I brought them food.
Oh yeah, and
I
it didn't
brought
do
them
you any good.
I brought them a dozen donuts,
Yeah,
right? I've always had to unload my own truck there.
yeah,
I didn't touch a fucking thing this week.
yeah, but they fucked you on the copper.
No, they didn't. They
I
did, and
know,
I did,
I know.
but he did sort my wire.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. I didn't have to do a thing. He even put the totes back in the truck.
That's nice.
Yeah.
What's a dozen donuts cost these days? $40.
$14.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Donuts used to be I like the last time I actually went somewhere and bought donuts, I think they were like 55 cents each. And then I went in like this year with a buddy to get coffee at Tim Hortons or something like that. And I thought, oh, I'll get a donut. And it was like $1.69 for the donut. I was like, what the hell?
I'll tell you, you get VIP service when you feed the boys.
Oh yeah, no, I for sure. Did I tell you about the go? You're not coming in. Um, when I gave them, or I told their boss that he better, I was gonna take their tanks back to Grand Prairie, but he better buy them all a sub platter. He's like, "Well, how much is that?" And I said, $55. And he was like, "Oh, okay." So they were all cheering when I came back in the next day because because I had got them all a sub platter bought by the boss. He's like this new Russian guy. Oh man.
You have a lot of Russians up there, eh?
Oh, tons. Yeah.
We don't have any.
What?
No, we got a lot of Germans and a lot of Dutch.
No. The
Yeah.
Russians here speak a lot of German. Scrapadilly is, I think, I don't know what he's doing, but I heard that he's not coming. I think probably if there's a NASCAR race, he's doing that. Or he may have went to, I don't know, was he going off the island or anything? I don't know. I've been busy all day and haven't really had a chance to find out anything, but I did see some. Oh, it was Mike that said Scrap It All wasn't going to be on his live, and that's why Mike wasn't going to come
Oh,
because he loves Scrap It All. The yeah, he's too good for us, not you. Too good for Dan and I though.
yeah. He loves you.
Oh man, yeah. So I don't think it'll be a very long one. I had a long old day today, but the do it for an hour or so, see how it goes.
Well, with the nice weather starting, it's not unusual for people not to show up. So,
Oh yeah, no, it's and like we were saying earlier, I guess there's not too many people in here right now, but the yeah, like we're probably gonna go on like a summer hiatus type thing, and possibly like if we're both around or something on a Thursday night, we might be able to do it. But the weekends are like Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night are out of the question, and then the rest of the weeks because it's so like where we are, the days are very long, so we tend to spend the summers outside until 10 or 11 at night. So it's yeah, not gonna work out really well, especially for the East Coast people if we're doing a late live or something like that.
Yeah.
But Thursday nights might, depending on who's working and all that. But I don't think it's going to be a problem because everybody else has got so much stuff to do in the summer too. Like it's all of a sudden now it's nice and everybody can get all that stuff they've been wanting to do all winter done.
Yeah. Well, like last week, we only had 9 at any given time on the live.
Mike wanted me to post my video now so he'd have something to watch. Oh man, yeah. So Daniel Houston, what about you? Did you sell any copper, or have you done any scrapping this week, or did you just go to work? I like how they every Friday it seems is when they want me to go to work. Don't do anything all week, and then all of a sudden it's like Friday.
Emergency.
What's that?
Emergency.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty bad though. Like we I think so we took 20 loads of gravel for maybe 4 kilometers of road just to make it so that trucks weren't sinking into the road. It was crazy. That's all right, Daniel. What kind of issues? I have issues too, but they're all mental and emotional. I have emotional issues too. Oh, and physical. I've got a lot of problems with my body. Come to think of it, I'm a mess.
Yeah, you're a write-off.
Oh man. And I told you about my heart rate going insane.
Yeah.
So
What's with his new drugs?
oh crap. Johnny, I gotta call you back.
They doubled his dosage.
Bye.
What kind of did crazy shit?
Yeah, it was like just heart rate, everything was like going through the roof. So I'm just gonna wait. I'm not gonna take any more. Like I'm just gonna stick with the single dose, and then I'll wait till he can prescribe me the because there's 18, 27 and a half, 36, but I think the 27 and a half will be probably a happy medium. Can't get her phone to link.
That was delicious. Thanks, baby.
It's having technical issues. Well, that's okay because I have those too. Turns out I got more issues than I thought I had. I'm probably gonna go cry myself to sleep tonight.
Aw, pussy.
Just with my great big head on my tiny little pillow.
You know who's got a big head?
You?
Mike.
Oh yeah, I know. His head's huge.
It's like way too big.
For his tiny little neck. I thought maybe that goiter or whatever was going to help him like strengthen up his neck so it could hold that head up.
It doubled the size of his head. That's okay. I don't care if E-Waste Mike is sad. E-Waste Mike put his sticker on his toilet. My sticker on his toilet.
That's why I'm sending him magnets, because unless he gets a steel toilet.
Like I said to him, on the live today, I said, at least you'll have someone to talk to when you're having a crap.
Yeah. Oh, is that what he was talking about? About having a... Oh, okay. Yeah, because I couldn't stop and read anything, so I was just hearing him say stuff, but I couldn't understand what he was talking about talking to someone while having a crap.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, Scrapadilly is here.
He is.
I didn't even hear a thing. Oh, his camera's doing that crazy thing again too.
Hey guys.
Hey buddy.
Working? Is it not working?
Well,
sure it is, as long as you stand sideways.
I have no idea why that is.
I thought you said you couldn't make it today.
Yeah, well, plans changed.
There, that's working good. I can see that sign on your wall.
I'm
sideways.
I'm gonna switch around my tripod since my camera's. I don't know why it keeps doing that.
Well, it hates you.
Yeah, well,
It's technology. It hates all of us.
it's probably ran by Dan.
Yeah.
No, this time it's Chris.
Yeah, actually, it probably is my fault.
Oh, that's true. It's wannabe tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I don't think it's the way the setup is at all. You're the only one having the issues.
Hi, baby.
So I can't
Going
see
good.
the chat.
Okay.
You can't.
No, I don't have my computer set up.
Oh, okay. So
Oh.
there's Daniel, Roger,
That's it. Yeah.
and then there's Nice Junk and Nice Jerk.
Oh yeah, there's a nice jerk.
Hi, Daniel. Hi, Roger. Hi, Nice Jerk.
He's not even really nice. I don't know why we don't just call him jerk.
Well, hey, jerk.
Oh man. Yeah, it's been a crazy week. I didn't tell well, I told Dan, but yeah, I drove to Grand Prairie and then my pump broke down and I couldn't move the refrigerant into the other tank, so I ended up having to bring the tanks. Hey, Scrap Rod.
Hey, Scrap Rod.
So I had to bring my tanks back. So I'm gonna have, and then luckily it happened. It broke down when we were at the thing.
Hey, Scrap Rod, did you get anything special in the mail this week? Hi, Jerry.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Jerry.
Having fun, everyone. Bye.
Namaste. Namaste.
So
Namaste.
Namasko.
I've got something that I found recently that even E-Waste Mike has never seen before.
Ooh,
Oh yeah.
a penis?
No, it's been a while, but he's seen one before.
Oh, okay.
This was in a laptop. So this is an adapter. I really don't like this camera issue. So this plugged into the circuit board, and then the RAM stick plugged in to this adapter.
Oh, everybody says hi to you.
Isn't that interesting?
How many people you got?
Not very many. There's 6 people.
Oh,
That's pretty
What's
cool.
funny
But all
about
6 have said hi to you.
so nice of them.
Hi,
Hi,
Jerry.
Ben. How did you get in here?
Sneaks. Come on,
Hi.
bud.
This
Yeah,
was
fun.
from an Apple product,
Right.
but the RAM stick is made by Samsung.
Oh, weird.
That made me think. I was loading the truck for Calgary last night, right? And I load all this copper in these totes, and I'm like, I'm done. I have a smoke, and then I'm like, okay, I need to lock up the shop, and I can't find my keys. And I look everywhere. I can't find these keys. And then I thought, oh God, don't tell me they're in the box of that truck. Well, they were. I had to start unloading it, and I found the keys. Thank God it was like the second, a tote right beside the tailgate, but it was down.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Man, I was like so exhausted. I'm like, oh God, don't tell me I gotta
Yeah.
unload this thing again.
Did I ever show you that barrel of copper I had?
No.
Is that for Scrap Rod?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had it was probably 3/4 full barrel of copper, and I couldn't get it into the truck, so I had to unload a whole bunch of it. And then while I was unloading it, I guess my keys had fallen out of my pocket because I was leaning over into the barrel. And then I couldn't find my keys, and luckily when I went to load it into the barrel, I could hear a jingle, and I'm like, that doesn't sound like copper. And I looked in, and my keys but I had already gone and got the spare keys, and I thought, well, I guess I've lost my key fobs and my door unlocker and my command start. And it had fallen into the barrel of copper, luckily sitting on top of everything. But
man, I was worried.
Oh yeah. especially
like,
with that much copper.
well, and the keys to my hot rod and the 71, and
Oh, it's all on the same key ring?
yeah, like,
Oh man.
and then like, the key to the shed and the tenant's key, and oh god,
Maybe you don't need to have all those keys on one. That's like putting all your eggs in one basket.
kinda, eh?
Yeah.
So I'm actually thinking of getting one of those luggage trackers and putting them on my keys.
Oh, is that like an AirPod? Or
Yeah, yeah.
air tab or air tag?
I'm not sure if I'm willing to spend $40 on one AirPod, but
Yeah, well, is that what they are? One tag is $40?
yeah,
Well, that seems a lot.
they're 38 or something. Like, it's stupid.
Yeah.
So guess what, Scrap It All?
What?
Bear Bright in Calgary's $5.35 a pound.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Number 2 is $4.75.
So you cashed in your copper today?
Yeah, I did.
Nice. Is that going to be in tomorrow's video?
No,
No?
that's going to be a week from tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm going to bring in all the metal from the generator in. I've got a couple loads of aluminum to bring in. I'm just going to do like one massive video on all my scrap runs for the week.
Okay, cool. Man, that's amazing. $5.35 for Bear Bright.
I wanted to ask how far away from each other Scrap Rod and Daniel are.
Oh, that's a good question.
Well, I don't know. Texas is pretty big.
Yeah, I know it's huge, but I just didn't know like if they were, because I think Scrap Rod's north, but I don't know for sure.
And I guess I'm really part of Texas too, because Alberta is
Yeah,
Canada's
you're the Canadian Texas.
I don't follow.
Oh, Scrap Rod's in Dallas.
Oh,
and
really?
Daniel
Fort
Houston's
Worth?
in Houston.
I didn't realize how big Dallas was. Or well, Dallas Fort Worth or whatever. Like when I was a kid, all I ever knew about Dallas was from the show Dallas.
Right.
And it didn't seem like that big of a place. It seemed like it was a very quick helicopter ride from the South Fork Ranch to the Ewing Oil Building. Like then when I was a truck driver and I had to go there, I'm like, wow, I just keep going through Dallas forever. Like
Yeah.
it's huge.
Yeah.
Daniel Houston, you should drive around and see if you can run into Mike the Scavenger.
Yeah.
Not run right into him though, because although that'll get you in a video probably.
Probably would. Yeah. Just make sure you have insurance.
Find him and start hauling shit out of his truck.
Yeah. Yeah, as he's inside a dumpster, grab stuff out of the back of his truck.
You know, sometimes he'll get in those dumpsters and you can hear his truck is still running.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He probably
Yeah,
had some sort of anti-theft on that.
Just drive off with the truck.
Well,
Daniel's
the thing about
in Houston, Scrap Rod. We always thought that Daniel's last name was Houston, but it's not.
It's
Something
Daniel
else.
from Houston.
Right.
And he doesn't like the name Daniel. He likes Dan or Danny.
I think that's funny because he puts his name in as Daniel. But if you didn't want to put your last name in, you shouldn't have put your first name in too. You should call yourself whatever you want.
Right.
I want to be Rod Lightning.
Right.
That's what I'm going to
My
be.
actual name is Daniel, but I don't want to be called Daniel.
Well, sometimes I call you and I say,
right?
Danielle, my brother. You are older than me. It's true.
So who else is in the chat that I haven't said hi to yet? Anybody?
No, that's
new?
it. Hey, does anybody have That's Race Recycling's phone number?
I do.
Oh, I do.
Why don't you text them and say, hey, you're late for work?
He probably knows.
He wasn't expecting me here either.
Oh, so he only wants to be here if you're here?
Yep.
I don't know.
That's
I used
usually
to
the
be-
way it works.
Mike
I
said he
used to
wasn't
be
going to show up.
Rockstar. I guess I'm just like no star now.
No star.
Oh yeah, I can't remember how you change it, Daniel, but it's pretty easy if I remember correctly to change your name, right?
Yeah, it is
Legally or on YouTube?
No, on YouTube.
on the YouTube.
Yeah, it's somewhere in the settings for the about section.
Yeah, it's because Scrapping Scotland was Scapping Scotland, and I guess he didn't know that. I thought that it was there for a reason, and he had never noticed it.
I never noticed that.
Yeah, well, it says Scrapping Scotland, but the @ was at Scapping Scotland.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
Yeah, and so depending on if he commented on studio, if I looked at the comment on studio, I think it said Scapping, and then in YouTube it said Scrapping Scotland.
Well, it's interesting is when I go to I think the studio and somebody replies to a comment and they tag my name in it.
Yeah.
It says crapping all or crap it all. I mean, some reason it drops the S. But then once you click on it, then you can see the whole name.
Crap it all.
It's like, why? Like,
I'm gonna start a crap it all YouTube channel, and I'm just gonna eat. I'm gonna eat everything.
Highlight Scrap Rod's comment.
Yeah. What do you say?
So go to
Press the
channel,
pencil
press the
icon.
pencil icon, change your
Okay.
name, and you're set.
Good job, Scrap Rod. Hey, Scrap Rod, how was your first week back
He
at work?
deserves a wrench. Scrap
Yeah, how do
Rod
we get?
deserves a wrench.
I can't get it. Can you? Oh no, you can't get him a wrench on my.
Oh yeah, he definitely deserves a wrench.
He needs a wrench.
Okay, that means I got to go to YouTube.
YouTube.
Then I have to turn the. Oh, then I have to go to Wannabe Scrapper's account. Okay, so.
Oh, wow, that's tough. You guys like this stuff?
Man, I can't do that.
Yeah. Oh, Toblerones, man.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I like Toblerone.
You guys, you can get those up in Canada, right?
Oh yeah.
We can even get them at the dollar store.
No
Can
way.
you?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
You can get the little ones and the huge ones.
You can't for $1?
Not for $1, but at the dollar store.
Okay.
I don't know if you've been in the dollar store lately. Nothing is $1 anymore.
No.
Wow, that's gold. That's a gold contact. No, I've never been to a dollar store in my life.
Oh, really?
But I went to a pound town in England.
Pound town.
It's a dollar store, but it's because they don't call it dollars; they call it pounds.
Yeah.
It's just interesting, pound town.
Yeah,
Pound.
that just sounds like a great date on a Saturday night.
Yeah, Pound Town.
Yeah,
Pound
name.
Town.
Yeah, that's Pound Town.
Oh, okay.
My girlfriend's like, "You want to go to Pound Town?" I wasn't. Let's just say I was disappointed.
Yeah, all you're doing is editing your profile. That's all you're doing.
Okay, so I have to go in through my phone.
Oh no.
Well, you know what?
What?
I don't know what, but I know his brother's so what, and he doesn't care.
That's right. Is like, I'm going to write him up
You're gonna write him up.
for not showing up for work.
Yeah, it's really weird that he didn't show up.
Is it?
Maybe he burned out. We watched Mike on live for 2.5 hours today.
You know
Was he
what?
on
I
that
was
long?
I was on the entire time.
Were you listening?
Yeah, I was driving, right?
Yeah.
And but my truck's a little loud, so I kept on hearing nice jerk, but I didn't hear what he was actually saying about me. So I'm sure it was all nice.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, it would have been.
I don't remember anything in particular.
All right, so we're gonna go to here.
It was a good live.
It was.
Okay, so now I'm in here. Now I can add people as moderators.
Woohoo!
Scrap rod.
Chris, you should start a Crap-It-All channel.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'd get kicked off of YouTube pretty quick, just as soon as they showed all the craps.
Yeah.
Say this is a peanut crap and this is a corn crap.
I actually name every one of my craps. So
What? What?
He's like, see you later, Dave.
See you later, Dave.
Okay.
Do you name them Chris?
Yeah, he
only
probably
if
does
it,
name them Chris.
only if it was a real painful one.
I'm gonna watch Dexter.
Isn't that serial killer show?
Yeah.
I never saw it. People seem to really like it.
I
It's
saw
awesome.
the first one and I was like, eh.
Aren't they doing a remake or a
Well, they did in 2021.
Oh,
okay.
did they?
It was only ever intended for one season, but now they're talking about 2 more spin-offs. So
Yeah,
it's an excellent show.
that's what I've heard.
And then the other show, like he's, the main character of Dexter. I can't remember his name. He's also in a show called 6 Feet Under. Another amazing show.
First, can we just see that Scrap Rod got a massage that was a trustee? I want to know what kind of massage it was.
You're lucky. I don't get massages. I don't actually like people touching me. So
Hey, baby, what do you got?
Right.
You opened up the kids' pretzels.
for one,
These
I'm
kids found Banks when she ran away the other day, and they were the same family of kids that got Banks this other time she ran away, and they were playing with her, and we come across them, and they're like, oh, is this your dog? So Jerry went and got them a bunch of candy and gave them candy. So then when they had Banks this time, one of the kids said something like, oh, do we get candy or something like that? So Jerry goes, when she's in town, she buys them all this candy. So I come home like the first night and she's eating like the I don't know what they were, like Sour Patch Kids or something like that. And I said, you're eating the kids' candy? And she said, there's also a thing of Pringles there. And she's like, yeah, I wasn't even thinking about it. I just opened it up and I started eating them. And then I was like, oh no, well, I guess. Well, there was also a bag of chocolate pretzels and apparently it got opened. I'm waiting for the Pringles because I haven't had Pringles in a long time. And I was like, oh, there's Pringles. So maybe tomorrow we'll go shopping for the kids.
I wouldn't buy Pringles.
No?
They're nasty.
What do you mean?
They taste like chemical.
Yeah. So does a lot of
Well, yeah.
You just ate Subway.
I didn't taste any chemical taste in that at all.
Oh, there's lots of chemicals in Subway. What do you think keeps their vegetables so fresh?
It's fresh from the farmer.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
It's farm fresh.
It's really good too because in the middle of winter we're getting fresh vegetables from Subway, and it's minus 40.
So Dan, how expensive was that sandwich?
I have no idea. It was free.
Okay.
Mrs. Junk bought it. I have no idea how much that sandwich was.
They used to be the $5 foot long, but now they're like $8 for like a 6-inch.
I think they're like, oh yeah, maybe for a 6-inch. I think they're about $12 for a 12-inch here.
Yeah, I think me and Mrs. Junk when we go is usually about $25 with the pop and
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hey,
Well-
that's the way it is these days.
No, I know. It's still crazy.
Our gas is at $1.62.9 a liter.
I
What
went
does
to
that come
Grand
up?
Prairie and it was $1.56 in Grand Prairie.
Wow.
How many
That's
liters in a gallon?
$1.78 here.
3.78.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. And Alberta, I live in Alberta. It comes out of our ground.
Is it just a lot of it's just
No Canadians own any of the oil companies that are working though. That's the thing.
Yeah. And
It's-
we have
it's
something,
It's all going to Malaysia and China
and our piece of crap prime minister has got this unusual tax now for carbon.
oh
did yours go up because of that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, ours never did. I did see some of those protesters though. They were camping on the side of the highway.
13 cents on April 1st.
13 cents a liter?
Yeah.
That's-
Yours went up 13 cents?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow, that's crazy. That's huge.
free sandwich month. You paid for the fries and you got a sandwich? I had a bacon, beef, and cheddar, and it was, I don't think it would be a half pound, but it was, I still liked it. I know I know it's crappy meat and everything, but I still enjoyed it.
So this carbon tax reflects into the price of groceries, the price of clothes. You know, like the farmers aren't even exempt from it.
Well, and the truckers, they have to pay it.
Yeah. It's just like affecting everything.
Okay,
Yeah.
but the price of a sub right now, it didn't just go up since April.
No.
Just hang on.
They were $12 3 months ago.
Hang on, Mom. I have to take this call.
All right. You want me to shut you down or something?
No, I'm going to go outside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, the inflation's been out of control for quite a while now.
Yeah, but that's the thing with all these protesters here. They're all blaming these prices on the carbon tax, but it's all the same price as it was last month.
Let me ask Julie.
Yeah, but I don't know when Joe Biden became president and he shut down the Keystone pipeline, did your guys' fuel prices go up quite a bit, or were they already up high to begin with?
When was that?
2000 and well, he got inaugurated in January of 21.
Yeah, ours were high, but then they went down. Like it actually the prices before COVID were over $2 a liter.
Okay.
And they went down to like $1.50 a liter. Probably like during COVID. And then they're just starting to go back up now.
Interesting. Huh.
Yeah. But like I mean the thing that people seem to think that whoever's in power has something to do with that. It's the oil companies that are lobbying whoever's in government. It doesn't matter who's there.
Well, I disagree with that, Chris.
Oh, how come?
Well, because every time a Democrat is the president of the United States of America, our fuel prices are outrageous. And every time a Republican is president, they're really low. And,
right.
And
I'm talking about in Canada, though. That's not the case in Canada.
You're right. And I have no idea how it is in Canada. So
yeah, the conservatives, when the last conservative government that was in Canada sold our petroleum rights and stuff to other Asian countries. So they allowed the sales of, and they also guaranteed profits to those companies that bought these Canadian companies.
So what do you mean by sold the rights? Like rights to Canadian oil?
Like to the oil company. So it used to be that Canadian oil companies had to be a certain amount Canadian owned. Hey, Don.
Oh, okay, nice gotcha. I understand.
And so Stephen Harper was the prime minister, and the Chinese government wanted to buy Nexen, which was a Calgary-based oil company. and his government allowed the sale of Nexen to China.
Well, that's
So,
messed up.
yeah, so China owns a Canadian oil company, like the government of China.
Wow.
Or a company that's owned by the government of China. And they also got in the Foreign Investment Protection Act. Well, they didn't end up getting it in, but which was going to guarantee any foreign investors that bought Canadian companies that they would profit. So if they bought the oil company and the province didn't like, all of a sudden they didn't like the Chinese owning this oil company, and they quit buying their oil, quit allowing them to drill in their jurisdictions and stuff like that, then the Chinese government was allowed to sue the Canadian government in secret, and the Canadian people were not allowed to know what the any details of any of the trials.
That's so messed up.
Yeah, like extremely messed up. But people don't, like, they don't look at that. They don't look at that kind of thing and say, oh well, so now they get to ship all of their oil and gas back to China. And then the Malaysian government bought Petronas, which owns Progress. They own Progress Energy. They merged everything into Petronas, and then they built a pipeline to Kitimat, BC, and everything is getting shipped to Malaysia. Like all of the natural gas is getting shipped to Malaysia. Weirdly, so they're talking about this clean energy. Weirdly, all of the ships carrying the natural gas are diesel ships.
Yeah, it seems counterproductive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
Right.
they're trying to make them turn the ships into natural gas burning ships, saying, if you want to be clean. Apparently, once you get off the shore of any country, there is no law on what you burn, so they can burn the cheapest, most disgusting diesel once they get a certain amount of miles away from the shoreline of Canada or the United States. Then they can just flip the switch and then burn this garbage type of oil.
Right.
And I guess it's horribly polluting. But they're allowed to because it's international waters and there's no law. Like,
Yeah, they can do all sorts of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
dump their sewage or whatever they want.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I mean, to me, so when I look at it, like when the Harper government was in power, the gas prices were horrendous, and they blamed it on Hurricane Katrina. Like, there's always something that they're blaming on, like why the gas prices are so high. Well, the gas prices are so high because of all the lobbyists, all of the special interest groups. And yeah, taxes are high too, but I mean, like I don't notice. I notice that the government subsidizes all of the oil companies, and now that they're all owned by foreign bodies, all these foreign countries and foreign companies are getting all these subsidies from the oil companies. But do our prices go down? No. I mean, sometimes they do, but
Yeah.
like I don't know. It's just crazy. Like it actually got down a few years ago. It got down to below $1 a liter.
Yeah, during COVID,
Yeah.
when they couldn't get rid of gas.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah, because we were all locked down and not driving
Yeah.
around.
Yeah. Well,
But apparently it wasn't like that down in the States.
No,
some of us were.
Yeah.
I don't know all the ins and outs, but I just know that since Biden became president, where I live, all of the U.S., the fuel prices just skyrocketed, and then obviously that just trickles down to our food and our clothes and all the other goods, because diesel is outrageous. I mean, I think just recently in my county, diesel for the first time in like 3 years was a little bit cheaper than gasoline.
Oh yeah, it's not here. It's
Not
still
here.
more expensive, which is
But-
weird because it takes way less refining to get diesel than gas.
Yeah, no, I mean, I remember growing up and diesel was way cheaper than gasoline all the time.
Yeah.
So I picked up a quart of oil from a gas station, a grocery store gas station today. $13 a quart.
For what?
Yes, a quart of oil at this grocery store gas station, $13.
How much is it for a jug of oil at Canadian Tire?
I don't know, not
20,
much,
$25.
something like
That's
that. Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, I noticed the gas stations jack their prices. I think it's because they know that if somebody's coming there to get it, they need it.
yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like, like, oh wow, I just noticed I have no oil. It's like,
Yeah, that's
Well-
what do they call that? Price gouging or something?
yeah,
And I've got 10 cases of oil here. I forgot to bring some. I got for free.
I need to buy oil and change oil in my truck. I better start scrapping this so I can save up for some oil.
yeah. You're gonna have to save a lot of copper if you're gonna be buying gas.
Well,
station oil.
you saw that 55 pounds that I posted. That should cover a quart.
Yeah.
I actually totaled up all my stuff. I have 725 pounds of copper and 820 pounds of brass.
Oh, hi, Don. Sorry, I just came back and
Hi, Don. I can't see the chat, so I have no idea who's there, what's being said.
I said hi to Dawn when she came in.
I must have missed that. I must have been thinking about E-Waste Mike.
Probably. That's
Where
what
is
most
he,
people
Waste
think
Mike?
about.
I told him today that I wasn't going to be on the live, and he said he wasn't going to show up.
No, I know. This is
But-
the only way to shut this cat up.
My plans changed, and I wasn't expecting to be here. But then they changed, and I'm like, well, hey, I'm going to go hang out with my buddies.
No, you're not having any pretzels.
Crickets. Crickets.
Sorry, I was playing with the cat.
Oh, you're full of it.
He's a very needy cat. All right, so Dan, you want to tell anybody about your what's that? A caramello?
Yeah.
What's that?
Cadbury.
Yeah, but what is it? Like caramel
Milk
marshmallow?
chocolate with caramel in the middle.
Oh, not
something like
marshmallow.
caramel.
Or sorry,
Probably a caramel.
caramel. Don't you have those?
I've never seen one.
We have caramel.
No, these are milk chocolate and creamy caramel center.
That's what caramilk is, but that's not Cadbury. Caramilk, I think, is like Nestle or something like that.
Yeah, this is Cadbury. I'll have to send you one sometime.
Oh, we may have them, but I don't ever go shopping for chocolate bars generally. Like unless it's sometimes if I'm just sitting at the grocery store and I look over and I'm like, ooh, they're on for $1.
That's exactly how I bought that today. I was waiting in line.
Yeah.
No,
and then I'll
it's Cadbury. Caramel is Cadbury.
Okay.
Caramilk is Cadbury.
It's probably the
okay,
same.
so-
It's probably the same thing. It's just, American name. The caramello.
Yeah, it could be, but they there's so many things I don't ever see because I don't go looking. But I love caramilk. When I was a kid, that was my favorite.
Yeah, and Cadbury chocolates from England. I don't know. They must use different ingredients, but they're way better.
Hershey's Cadbury Caramello share size bar. Well, they have them in Canada.
Canada, eh?
Yeah, they do have it in Canada, eh?
Eh?
I've just never seen them.
What's the history behind that?
What?
What?
Canadians saying "a" at the end of sentences.
I don't know because they don't do that here. Here they say "hey."
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're stoned in BC, so
Yeah, and then I noticed in the States a lot of times they say "a," but they say it before the sentence.
Oh.
So it's like they're going like, "Hey, dude, blah blah blah." Kind of like in New York, like when I lived in Ontario, we had a lot of people from like New York and Pennsylvania and I noticed a lot of them said that. They just said "a," but it was before it, and it was kind of like I never really thought too much of it until somebody said that we say A to just kind of, ask for validation or whatever. Like, hey, you understand, and
Okay.
that's what the Americans would say. It's to get your attention. So they'd be like, hey,
Hey,
you got to do this, or
Oh.
you got whatever it was. But yeah, I don't know. Just what from what I understand, it's just us kind of ask. It's like, you know what I'm talking about, but only in a half of a word.
I never realized I said it until I go visit the States, and then they say, "You're from Canada."
Eh?
Hey,
I worked with a guy. He grew up in Canada, and he would say that all the time. He'd be talking and be like, "Hey," and it's, I don't know. So still no That's Right Recycling or Scrap and Junk or E-Waste Mike or Southern Scrap Bucket?
Scrapman
Adam?
69.
None of those guys?
None of them. They're all done, fired.
They hate us, man. They hate us.
Yeah, they hate us.
They just hate me.
Well, it could be anything.
It could be that I told everybody I wasn't going to be here. I didn't think people give a crap that much.
I didn't think anybody gave a crap about you either.
Bob and Doug McKenzie, Daniel
I'm just kidding.
or Daniel.
Hi, Bob and Doug McKenzie.
If you ever get a chance to watch Strange Brew, that was their movie.
It's
I
weird
love-
not being able to see the chat.
Well, I put it up on the screen there.
Oh, I can't see my camera because everything's
okay.
all funky. I wasn't prepared.
Yeah, it just says Daniel Houston was asking who was that in the 80s and 90s that did Great White North.
Wasn't John Candy in that?
John Candy was in SCTV with like Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas that were Bob and Doug McKenzie, and
Eugene Levy and
Okay.
but Bob and Doug McKenzie did start on SCTV, but then they just kind of became their own thing. They did a movie called Strange Brew.
I don't think I've ever heard of it.
Well, it was funny. Who did the voices for their dad and mom were Mel Blanc that did the Looney Tunes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so but they were always in the bedroom, and the boys would come in and like, Mom and Dad, they'd be yelling out from the bedroom like, "Don't drink all my beer, idiot!" Like, sounds like Yosemite Sam yelling.
Oh,
I have never watched that myself.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, they it's on. I'm not gonna give it away, but it was funny, and it's like just so cheesy Canadian that like the special effects and stuff are all just makes it funny. But there's a lot of Americans in it too.
So, Dan, what's your video on tomorrow?
On finishing the generator.
Oh, that's right. And Chris, what's yours on Sunday? You haven't done it yet?
No, I haven't had a chance to do. I haven't even done any scrapping this week. Really, like
It's not that he didn't have a chance; it's because he was too lazy.
it was because I was too lazy. I did have a chance the other day, but then I was afraid to even do anything because my heart rate was so out of control and my blood pressure. I just laid on the couch and tried to breathe slowly to try and bring everything down.
Man, did you test your blood pressure? What was it at?
Oh yeah, it was different. It was like up and down all day, but at the highest, I think it was 144 over 90 or something like that. It was like
oh, that's not that high. I mean, it's high, but that's not.
It was stage 2 of hypertension. It said.
Were you having like heart palpitations?
Yeah, well, I don't know what heart palpitations are. My heart was going crazy. I could feel it in my chest.
That's scary, man.
Yeah, so luckily I just live across the road from the medical clinic, so I just wanted to stay home to try to get everything back. It took about 10 hours for it to come back down.
Wow.
Have you taken those meds since?
No. Well, I just went back to the single dose. And then I'll talk to him about, because I just don't want to, because I have to go out and drive and stuff. And like since then, I've been like, I had to go to Grand Prairie yesterday. I had to work today. Tomorrow, I got to go to the auction. And so I don't want to take two and take the chance of something happening while I'm driving. Or so
Yeah.
I've just went back to the single dose, and then we'll talk about the dose and a half.
Now, don't people take those drugs like for recreational purposes?
I heard that people do, but I guess they crush them up and snort them.
Man,
But,
that sounds scary.
Yeah, that I don't. These ones, like, that's why I can't break a pill in half, because they're these special, some sort of pump inhibitors or something like that. So there's like certain layers of coating every, however many hours, they kind of layer of coating goes off, and it gives you like a little dose.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So if you cut it in half, you don't have that.
Oh, so it just goes boom straight into your bloodstream all at once.
Yeah, it's like, and that's apparently what they do with. I don't know if you would do that with these pills I've got, but with the Ritalin, like just the single dose of Ritalin, I guess that's what they do. They crush like 10 milligrams up and snort it, and then it was like apparently like this instant high or whatever it does. I guess it's like they use it for studying and stuff.
When I was in my drug days, I thought I was given ecstasy, but it turns out somebody gave me Ritalin. And I tell you what, I thought I was going to die that night. And that was one of the worst experiences of my life.
Oh, really? I've never had ecstasy or Ritalin.
Well, it wasn't
but
ecstasy.
This is kind
It
of like
was
a Ritalin, I guess.
Well, I was supposed to get ecstasy, but it wasn't. It was Ritalin.
Yeah, but I've never done ecstasy either, so I don't know what the difference between them is. Like, I don't know what one does and the other does.
Well, ecstasy made me feel very euphoric and happy and very lovey and all of that stuff. And then with the Ritalin, not that I knew it was Ritalin.
Yeah.
I thought my head was going to explode and my heart was going to bounce out of my chest. It was. I just sat there for like 5 hours, just like holding my head and just.
Yeah, that's
being like, how dumb. It was awful.
Yeah, Ritalin lasts for 4 hours or so, and this stuff is meant to last longer, but it's the same medication. They just give it to you less over a greater period of time, I guess. But I think that a lot of the heart rate and everything and the blood pressure was from me being anxious, which I think that extra dose made me anxious.
Sure. Yeah.
So, and I think that the anxiety is probably, or it worked the other way, where is I was getting anxious because of the blood pressure. I don't know which way, and I don't really care. I just don't want to go through it again.
No. Was Jerry at work? Did she even know what was going on?
No, she didn't know till she came home, because I didn't want to worry her or anything.
Yeah.
There's nothing she could have done anyhow. It's just as close to her work as it is to the medical clinic. She is across one street, and the medical clinic's not across the other way.
So, wow, that label came off all the way. Crazy. What does Jerry do for work?
She works at our district office. She's part of like the emergency operations committee, and she is I don't know what you'd call it. She does like building permits and like that kind of thing.
Dan, cat get your tongue?
I'm just listening.
No, the Adderall didn't replace it, Dano. It's two different drugs. People still take both. And I can't remember what Adderall. The Ritalin is methyl. I can't remember what it is. Methyl something. What's that?
Oh, I'm talking to these screws.
Oh, and Adderall is like a different drug, but they're both stimulants. They're just a different type of thing. There's somebody I was talking to has had both of them, and they said that each of them was good for certain things. So they they still have prescription for both, but like if they have to do some, say, boring computer work, they take some Ritalin, and then they got 4 hours where they just kind of focus on their computer work and doing it. And then if they're going doing something else, like having a meeting, they'll take Adderall. But like I don't plan on ever getting into that. I just want to take the drug I've got goes for 10 or 12 hours, so I don't have to worry about Ritalin lasting 4 hours, and then what are you going to take after that 4 hours, or if you're going to take anything. And the drug I'm taking, I don't have to take it every day. So if it's a weekend and I just want to relax or something, I don't have to. I just don't take it in the morning, and I can just kind of watch a movie or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I keep thinking that I should be documenting, even just for myself, like taking video, like each day, saying what's been happening, because I probably should have documented when I was having my heart rate. Like I don't know. I tested my blood pressure quite often, but I never wrote anything down. As soon as Jerry got home, she started writing down every hour, like what the blood pressure was. And my resting rate the next morning was like 127/70. And that was like just above normal, which is what I usually am at. And then like when on the 18 milligrams, it's usually like just into the yellow, but like it's still considered not bad. But then when I went to the next one, it was in the dark orange part of the scale, just before red. So there's like stage 1 of hypertension, stage 2 of hypertension, and stage 3, and I was in stage 2. And I don't know what that means. All I know is I was like, well, that's probably not good if it only goes to 3.
Yeah, red. When you're approaching red, it's usually means like no.
Yeah, maybe an aneurysm on the way or something.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. So I just didn't want to take that chance. So I just tried to relax, and I didn't I had coffee in the morning too. So I guess maybe that didn't help. But I had coffee every morning and wasn't thinking about it. So I'll talk to the doctor about it on Tuesday, and then he said it's no problem. He'll just prescribe me the 27.5. But because I had 18s already, he said you can try taking 2 18s, but you can't split 1 18.5. So I was just like, I'll just stick with the 18s, and then I'll wait for him to. I mean, it's still better than nothing. Like the 18. I'm a little more productive than I was. I don't really feel that different, but I can see from looking back at what I got done as to what I would have normally got done. It was a little better. And maybe 27.5 will be like that perfect amount. And once my body gets used to it, I'm sure the blood pressure will go down. But hopefully. Or the anxiety too. Like he told me that there's a really good chance this could make you anxious. And I've never had anxiety before. Well, I shouldn't say that. I had an anxiety attack once, like 2005 or 6 or something. But
so I have a lot of anxiety attacks.
Yeah, you told me that. And do you have what's that stuff called? Ativan?
Ativan, yeah. I slip it under my tongue, and
that really helps, eh?
Oh yeah.
He said that he asked if I wanted some Ativan in case I did get anxious, and I said, well, no, because I know this stuff doesn't stay in my system until the next day. I just figured there's no point in taking another drug.
So for me, Ativan will last like 2 or 3 days.
And one Ativan?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just like an instant thing where it just calm you down right there.
But it keeps you lethargic for a while.
Oh, okay. No, maybe I should. But anyways, I don't.
So like last week, I don't know if you noticed that I wasn't my normal self. I was on Ativan. So
liquid bread. What's liquid bread? So how long have you taken Ativan?
Better part of 20 years.
Oh, really?
But only when I'm anxious, like when I have anxiety.
Yeah.
And I can actually remember to take it, because a lot of times my anxiety won't allow me to
Yeah,
think.
you don't remember. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like
Yeah.
I'm like that with pretty well any medication.
So I've had a bottle of pills, like 30 pills, for 10 years here. And
Oh, okay.
I'm still on that one bottle. So it's like,
Well, don't they expire?
Yeah, they do.
they do, but whatever.
Well, they
That's what Jerry said. But like when I
They still
told
work. So
we've had a bottle of Zopiclone or Zopiclone, like sleeping pills, since 2018, and it was a bottle of 30 pills, and I think there's like 10 or so pills left. And so Jerry had just said, "Oh, you know, if you're talking to the doctor, see if he can prescribe you some more of those Zopiclones." Like, and I only ever use them if I'm on shift work, like if I have to work night shift. I'll take a half of one in the morning when I get home, and it lets me sleep until 1 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever.
yeah.
right.
And so I asked him. He said, "Well, we don't like. Hey, Smitty, just
Hey,
one pet."
Smitty.
Hey, Jay, Smitty.
Um, and he's like, "Well, I don't like prescribing." And he said, "Because that's something that somebody could get addicted to." And I said, "Well, I mean, I don't take them very often." And he said, "Do you have any now?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I think I've got 10 left." I said, "I'll go get the bottle." And we keep it in a lockbox because when the kids were here, we just didn't want them, getting into it. So I went and got it, and he said, "Okay, well, how long have you? When was that prescribed to you?" And I looked, and I said, "Oh, it was like November 2018." He said, "Those are expired." I said, "Well, yeah, I'm sure they probably." He said, "They're only good for 2 years. You shouldn't be taking those." And I said, "Well, you know, I
Well,
don't
if you
know."
won't prescribe me any,
Well, no, I said, "Well, like we don't take them very often," but I said they still work. I said I was on night shift a month or so ago, and I took 3 half pills, and like over the 3 nights a night shift, and they worked fine. And he said it doesn't matter if they work fine. He said you shouldn't take expired pills. He said there's other things that are in the pills that could be bad. Like, and I said, "Well," he goes, "No, I'll prescribe you more." He said, "I didn't realize that you were taking so few of them that that they could expire."
Yeah.
And I said, "Okay." And I said, "So, all right, so get me a prescription then." So then Jerry said, "No, these are fine. I'm still going to take these." And I'm like, "Well, we have 30 new ones, and 20 lasted us over 5 years. I don't think we need to take the expired pills."
well, it's like I'm allergic to bees, but I'll keep my syringes because they're like $100 a syringe, right?
Yeah, that's the thing with I got an EpiPen once and I lost it. Like I think I put it in a vehicle. It's like, well, this is the vehicle I usually drive, and if I get stung by a bee, I'll probably be in this vehicle, and then I don't even know whatever happened to it.
And the doctor told me they're fine as long as they don't get cloudy.
Oh, okay. Oh, really? But yeah, I remember somebody saying like, "Oh, mine's expired," and it was $78 for them to get a new one, and that was with a drug plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So,
Bunch of junky scrappers. That's right.
um, I recently learned that taking vitamin D at night is really good for sleeping,
Yeah.
but also, and I didn't realize this, that vitamin D is fat soluble. It's not water soluble. So when you take your vitamin D, you want to take it with something that contains fat because then it'll be more effective. And
I shouldn't have a problem with that.
I've been doing that for the last 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and I've noticed a huge improvement. I'm falling asleep quicker, and I'm not tossing and turning nearly as much as I used to.
So, like, are you taking it with like a hamburger, or what do you?
No, I usually take it like a couple hours before I go to bed, and I'll just have like, I'll eat like a couple potato chips or, something that has fat content in it, but I don't want to eat a lot of food because I don't want to eat.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was wondering. Like, or you just drink a little bit of bacon grease or something. That's what I would do. Because then it would slide right down.
Well, yeah, but I don't have any bacon grease, so I have to.
Well, you'll never make it in Canada.
Hey, I tell you what. I have Canadian bacon.
Oh, that's not.
That's just ham.
Why do people
No,
call it
it's
Canadian
it says
bacon?
right there, Canadian. Eh?
Yeah. But that's
See,
just
where,
ham.
It's just ham. I know.
where was it produced?
That's a good question.
It's like American cheddar. It's not real cheese.
No,
Oh, that's
I know.
gross. Oh, this stuff is Illinois.
So Canadian bacon made in the States.
So that just be a lesson. Any cheese that comes out of a can is not cheese.
I like cheese in a can.
Oh, like that squirt cheese stuff?
Yeah. No, I like Tillamook. That's made in Oregon.
Yeah, I've had that cheese.
Or
It's good.
Dublin cheese.
When I was in Wisconsin, I stopped at this restaurant, like a little, like it was like a mom and pop truck stop, and they had beer and cheese soup, and I was like, "What?" I couldn't believe that, so I ordered some, and it was delicious. It was probably one of the best soups I'd ever had, and I said, "Well, what's you wouldn't happen to have the recipe for that?" And she said, "Well, yeah, but I can't give it to you." But
Yeah.
she said, "I said, listen, I live in Canada. I'm no competition." Yeah.
Yeah.
And she said, "Oh well, it's." She's writing it down. It was like this much American cheese, and I said, "American cheese?" I said, "Like cheddar?" And she's like, "No, American cheese." And I said, I've never I guess we don't get that in Canada." And so she shows me, and it's Velveeta.
Oh.
And I'm like, "That's not cheese." Like, that's like one notch above Cheese Whiz.
Right.
Yeah.
But that was what it was like. So there was that much of that, and then there was sharp cheddar, which gave it the really nice flavor. But I guess that Velveeta makes it smooth and it melts really easily, whereas the cheddar doesn't. So then you melt the old cheddar in, and then they put a can of beer in there and make the pot of soup. Oh man, it was so good.
Hi, TV.
Hey, TB.
So, ATMB.
Oh, no problem, buddy.
What kind of beer did they use?
It was like a locally made Pilsner, a Pilsner beer. I can't remember the brand name of it, but she said it was like from a local brewery.
Oh, that's good.
But it was Pilsner, but she said it didn't matter. She said like it's not like you can really taste the beer in it, and I couldn't like it, but I guess it does just kind of give a little bit of a different flavor than just the cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good, and there was other spices, but she wouldn't tell me like the exact composition of everything. And she said, and then you just put in little spices. I was like, oh, well, thanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for that great recipe.
Like cinnamon.
Yeah. Yeah. Throw in a little bit of sage and nutmeg.
Just throw in allspice.
Yeah, that allspice I always thought was just a mixture of allspice.
I know, right? But nope.
There's I had no idea that Velveeta was American cheese. I didn't we just had always known it as Velveeta and nobody wanted it.
I don't like Velveeta.
No, it's
gross.
I
it's
don't
like
even think you can get it anymore.
No, you still can.
Oh yeah, I think you can get it.
In Canada?
Well, I don't know about that.
So I've seen it. Let me see Velveeta.
I haven't seen it in forever.
Velveeta cheese Canada. I guess it looks like other people were asking. Yeah, real Canadian superstore craft Velveeta processed cheese loaf, 450 grams,
Cheese loaf.
$8.49. $8.49 a pound, Dad.
It's like cheese bread. That's not cheese.
No. But the other thing I like, which isn't real cheese, is boursin. You ever had that? It's like it's got herbs and stuff in it, but it's like a processed cheese spread. But it is so good. It's a little bit expensive too, so I think it might be made with real cheese. But
Never heard of it.
good Easy fried chicken, flour, and a shit ton of Johnny's seasoning. Is Johnny your neighbor?
Johnny, that's a classic American seasoning.
Oh, really? I've never heard of it. What kind of seasoning is it? Like a smoky flavor or anything?
Johnny's. It's got
Oh, seasoning salt, like Lowry's seasoning salt.
paprika, garlic, salt, sugar. That's about it.
So it's like, oh,
Probably like that Lowry seasoning salt.
Yeah, no, it's very similar to Lowry's.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that stuff's pretty good. There was a French fry truck that used to put that Lowry's on. They do their fries up and then he'd flip them in a bowl full of the seasoning salt and telling people it's like the special seasoning. And this lady comes up and she says, she's tasting her fries. She goes, "That's not special. It's Lowry seasoning salt." And he was like, "Oh, what?" And then she said, "It's Lowry seasoning salt. That's all that's on there."
Yeah.
And so she's like, you just charged me an extra $1 to put like half a teaspoon of Lowry seasoning salt. Like, he was like, "Oh," I said, that guy called himself slick. I said, "You don't seem too slick." Like, then he tried garlic fries, and all it was garlic salt. Charge people extra money for a bit of garlic salt on their fries.
so 16-ounce container of this Johnny seasoning salt on Amazon is $33.74. Is that expensive?
For a pound?
For
That's a lot of seasoning
ounce.
salt. I don't know how
So-
expensive.
16 ounces.
Yeah, it's a pound.
That seems pretty expensive.
Oh, really? How much is in your jar there, and what would that be worth?
Well, that's a good question.
Is it a quarter pound, maybe?
It is 8.5 ounces, so just over half a
pound.
pound, and that was probably about $6.
Okay, so on Johnny's website, a 4.75 ounce is $6.
Yeah,
On
well, I
Johnny's
bought
website.
that like 4 years ago, so who knows how much it is now.
Huh. Well, now, Dan, you better get some Johnnies, and then when you come up here to visit, bring some. We'll have a steak.
Yeah. I'll be charging you like $18 for enough seasoning for your steak.
I'll just go with one of the local seasoning salts.
Yeah, Kevin. My neighbor Kevin. You have some salt?
Kevin.
Hard to find good Colby. I don't know if we get Colby here, do we?
Oh, Tillamook makes a really good Colby.
Probably. You can't be just shopping though at the local Piggly Wiggly or.
We don't have Piggly Wigglies. I
Piggly
wish.
Wiggly. Is that even a real thing?
Yep.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, Mapledale cheese sells Colby. Jensen cheese sells Colby. Great Canadian Colby.
I just can't imagine the Hudson Hope supermarket having anything but cheese in a can.
Oh, we have good cheese. They have like I was over there yesterday. They've got slabs of Jarlsberg, but they're like $30.
Wow.
I mean, I'm sure it's good cheese. Like it's from Europe, I believe. But
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, that's like 9 crackers per $10 of cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, there. I guess I'll have to have some. I know I've had Colby before. I don't know what the difference is. I think I've had Colby Jack cheese. So I think that's that. What's the Jack cheese?
Monterey Jack.
Monterey Jack, yeah.
The deli at Satan's store. Are you
At
talking
what?
about Amazon?
Am I talking about Amazon?
Well, he says the deli at Satan's store must be Amazon.
Oh, I'm sitting there looking at the thing. The deli at
Because
Satan's store.
Amazon is pretty evil, eh?
Yeah, most. Walmart definitely more evil than Amazon.
Yes.
Although, like, yeah, I shouldn't say that. From what I understand, Amazon treats their employees pretty shitty too. Although Costco, like, now maybe Costco's different down there, but like people at Costco here in Canada, like as far as major corporate stores go, the people seem to enjoy working there, and they get treated pretty well, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's unionized, right?
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Yeah, because I know that, like, there's people that their whole careers at Costco, but they make enough money that they can own a home. And
But it's funny. If you ever go into a Costco, everybody's angry, so I don't get it.
they're angry at all the people picking stuff up and then realizing they don't need that huge box of diapers, and then they stick it on another shelf down another aisle. Not that I've ever done that.
Why are you wearing diapers?
If I had to, I haven't had a Costco membership in probably 10 years. But yeah, we used to go in there and I'd see stuff stuck all over the store that wasn't from that part of the store. And I know that's exactly what was happening. Some guy's like, honey, like, I need this steak sauce packet. And then he gets down there and she's like, that's $60. We don't need that much steak sauce. And then he's like, oh, fine. And then just sets it over on some other shelf. And then some poor Costco employee's got to go and grab that and then haul it back over to the steak sauce aisle. I can't believe the size of some of the stuff that's in there. Like,
So, did they just like take your Costco card away, or did you?
no, you only have it for like first of all, the closest
Yeah.
Costco is 2.5 hours away. But when we lived near a Costco, then we had a Costco card. We just haven't had one since we moved out here.
Yeah, I gave up my Costco card, but I was just
Yeah.
wondering if it's like the fishing license, right? Like, I haven't had a fishing license in 40 years, and they won't give me one. So,
Oh, they won't?
no,
Oh,
just
I don't
questionable.
know how that works, but I know that I was going to go to Costco yesterday when I was in Grand Prairie, because I was like, oh, like, they have good coffee, and it's way cheaper than buying like a pound of coffee in the store here. So I thought, oh, maybe but I don't know, it's got to be probably close to $100 for me to go in and get a Costco card. And then I'm like, am I ever going to save that $100? Like, no, not just
Yeah,
buying coffee once
if
a
I
year.
go buy a fishing license, guaranteed within 2 days I'll have Fish and Wildlife on the doorstep.
What? Yeah, but you're getting close. Once you're a senior citizen, Dan, then you don't need that. It's free.
Oh, right.
Yeah, just
So-
wait it out.
So, Chris, I heard that excuse me, that Costco now offers gift cards, and if somebody gives you a Costco gift card, then Costco has to let you into the store to use it, even if you don't have a membership. So, all you need to do is find a buddy to give you a Costco gift card, and then next time you're near a Costco, you can just go in and get whatever you need. And
Yeah, somebody else told me that, and they said that you can. He was gonna order the Costco card on his Costco, because I was going to Prince George or something. He's like, "Oh, can you get me some Caterpillar pants at Costco?" I said, "No, I don't have a Costco card." And he's like, "Oh, just take a gift card." And I said, "I don't have a Costco gift card either." Like. So then he was like, "Oh, maybe I can get one, but you can only get them from Costco, I guess." So he was gonna order a gift card to come in the mail, then give me the gift card for me to go down to Costco. I said, "Why don't you just order the pants from Costco?"
yeah,
Because he says that's free delivery. But why wouldn't you just order the pants? Like,
I don't know. That's
why would you
yeah.
go through all of this rigmarole and then have me go to a Costco and then have to like fight with the Costco people because I want to use this Costco gift card to buy some guy pants that had the Costco membership and also
And no benefit to you at all.
was ordering from Costco. What's that? You
And there was
froze
no
up there.
benefit for you at all.
No, it's nothing but trouble for me. And he's ordering something through the mail from Costco anyhow. Why not? I said, why don't you just order the pants? He's like, oh, yeah, I guess I could just do that. Like, it's not like he's there to try them on when I'm down there. Like, okay, can you put them on? Okay, now how much room is in the waist?
Maybe he just wants to see you. I don't know.
That's probably it. I'll be right back.
Bye.
Bye. Don't hurry.
So, what's going on in the chat, Dan? Anything exciting?
I got two in-laws that work in CA Costco. We get a card from them. And Jason Smith says, hell, did you do the fish? Oh, when I was younger, I had a lack of employment. So I was commercial fishing not in a proper way.
Oh, that's why. I thought you were just making a joke about like wonder
No,
why
I
wanted a fishing
got
license.
caught tying a net in front of a dam, and I blew up a lake once. And they got all like crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the judge just said, the third time I got caught, they just said, you're never allowed to fish or hunt again in your life. So,
Wow.
yeah, I got a lifetime ban. I was like 17, 18 years old. Like,
what province were you in?
Quebec.
Oh, you're good in Alberta.
I tried.
Why? Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
expected.
That's dumb. Enough time has passed by. They should allow you to fish again.
Yeah, I haven't blown up a lake in 40 years.
They don't own the darn fish anyways, so yeah, anyways.
Take a page out of Ernie. What's that Ernie guy's name? Tervelt or something like that up in Alaska. Or no, he's in Montana, I think. He's the natural man or something like that. Yeah, so he got caught poaching fish, and I don't know how many times he got caught poaching fish, but quite a few. And he was telling people that he's like, I had to feed my family and that, but then it turned out he was like poaching and selling fish. He'd been caught selling them before, and there was like all of these things, but he's in there, and then he just walks out of the courtroom. He's like, I don't agree with this. I'm leaving. You can't legally touch me. And then everybody was like, oh yeah, this guy's awesome. Like he got away with it. Well, no, he didn't get away with it. They went and arrested him and put him in jail after that. Like, but you don't see that on the YouTube video.
No.
Yeah. That's what he was. I can't remember. It's like he's probably dead by now, but
I don't mind sharing the stories because I've already been caught. They can't put me through the ringer twice.
Oh man, I can't remember. He was like the natural man or something.
Not the survivor man. You're not talking about him. No, because he's from Canada. He's from Canada. Less.
Tertelkt in Three Forks.
So scrap it all. Were you here when we were talking about lives?
No, I don't think so. Why? What's going on?
Well, we're thinking because summertime's approaching.
Okay.
I'm very, very soon not going to be able to partake.
Yeah.
Friday nights.
Yeah.
So do we change it to Thursday night, or do we just take a break until fall? And then if we have time, we'll get together on a Thursday night. But if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
Yeah, I think something like that. Because I mean, we've all been suffering through winter, and now the days are getting better. I know I'm going to be spending more time outdoors. So yeah, I mean, I think we should just do something like that.
Because for me, car season is basically next weekend that starts.
Yeah, you don't want to be So yeah, if we're all around on a Thursday night, great. If not, then we'll just do it next time we're all together.
Right.
Because a lot of people who are watching us, they're also going to be outdoors and spending time
and camping and shit. And,
I think that's a good idea.
Look at T&B's. For Scrapadilly, T&B says here in Tennessee, the wildlife resource acts like they own the wildlife until you hit a deer with your vehicle. Then they don't know who they belong to.
Truer words have never been spoken. That is, yep.
Yeah, there's cattle ranchers here that are like that, where like somebody hits a cow on like if one of the oil field trucks is going through their property or something and hit a cow, the oil company's got to pay like $10,000 because that was a prize cow, and this like they'll go through all this reasoning why they need that much money. But if their cow gets out onto the highway and completely destroy somebody's vehicle, that wasn't my prize cow,
right? Yeah.
I don't care what the brand says.
Yeah. I told you about the Russians hitting that with their wood chipper, right?
Yeah.
Did I tell you, Scrapadilly?
No, it doesn't sound familiar.
So these Russians are the other day, the guy who runs the convenience store gas station here, he was on his way to town with his wife who's pregnant and their son, and these Russian kids are hauling a wood chipper behind their pickup truck, and the wood chipper came off the pickup truck and went across the highway and head on to the pickup with the guy and his wife and kid in there, and nobody was hurt, or so far as they know, but they're not sure about the baby, like the unborn baby. And but yeah, so these guys are flying down the highway at like 110 kilometers an hour with this wood chipper behind them and only a bolt in the as a pin, like no cotter pin, nothing. No chains, like no safety chains, nothing. So like that, but so now what my buddy's saying is they're going to say that, oh no, that wasn't the company vehicle, that was a farm vehicle, because they also have a buffalo ranch. And so they can't get charged for all of these like safety violations because it was just for the farm. Like farmers aren't
supposed sound like Hutterites.
They are basically they're like an Amish Mennonite Hutterite type of a thing. They're from a colony
here, eh? And they're all Germans.
Yeah, and these Russians all speak German too. Like I'm pretty sure they're Mennonite, like some sort of a sect of the Mennonites, but they have church. They don't go anywhere for church. All the church is done at the colony. Everything is all their school and everything.
Send them back to Putin.
Yeah, well, when they moved here, not the father of all of them, but the father of the two kids that were driving the pickup, I worked with him over 20 years ago when his first kid was born, and he's in his 20s now. And he was telling me about when they were kids in Russia, but I don't think Putin, this is like a long time ago. I think it was Gorbachev or something that was there at the time. But he was telling me about how they used to kill stray dogs in the street, and then they would skin the dogs out and they would scrape the fat off of the dogs, and then they would sell that to prisoners because it's a cure for tuberculosis. And that's, I guess the prisons in Russia are really bad, so everybody's got tuberculosis in there. And then they would make hats out of the dogs to get money for food.
Oh my God.
What did I just listen to? Holy cow.
So, well, I'm just saying. So, like,
yeah, no, I hear you.
This is what. So they moved here, and I believe they brought that poor lack of caring mentality. All they want is money. So they do everything that they possibly can to get every free cent from the government that's available. And they pay very little taxes. Like
I mean, why does Canada let people in like that?
every country lets them in.
Because
I know, but
we
we're
let
not
everything in. We let absolutely anything in.
No, and
These people have been here for like 40 years. The parents have been here for 40 years.
Okay, so they have family that's been here. Okay, so
they're just on their. So it was like a man and a wife that started this farm, and they had 7 kids. Each of their kids are all married now with at least 7 kids each. So they got most of their land for free. All they had to do was clear the land. And then, so like a 640 acre section of land, if you clear like 400 and something acres of it and farm it, after a certain amount of years, it's yours. That's the way it used to be. They were the last ones in this whole area to be able to take advantage of that. They did like 8 640 acre sections.
Wow.
But they have like 90 people on their colony now that started out as a family farm.
Okay.
Yeah. So they came from Russia with nothing, and instead of building up something and giving back to the country and the community that got them this life that they have now, they still take every advantage of every possible thing. It's mind-boggling to me. I've never been in that mindset. I should. Oh, hey, Adam.
Hey, T&T, it's funny you said that. Under current administration in the U.S., let's everyone send the criminals over here. But back in John F. Kennedy's day, back in the 60s, right? There, when they had the conflict with Cuba agreed to send over anybody that wanted to go over to Miami to just let them go, right? The U.S. negotiated this. But what they did is they emptied out their prisons of all the murderers and rapists and sent those people over to Miami.
That was nice of them.
Yeah, what was it? The Bay of Pigs or War of Pigs or something? It's actually quite interesting. I learned that when I was in Cuba.
Yeah. I like I've always said, it doesn't matter who's in power, it's not us.
Right.
Like, so
and we would probably suck at the job.
Yeah, well, for sure we would, but I mean that doesn't matter. Like, there's nobody really has our interest at heart.
No.
I swear politics turn good men into horrible men.
Oh yeah. I was actually listening to this it was a podcast or something today, and they were talking about like it's like a Texas Attorney General or something like that. I can't remember his name, but it showed how he started as this guy, and immediately getting into politics, he got caught scamming, insider trading, doing all of this illegal stuff. But because he was in the Texas House of Representatives or whatever it was, it was against the law what he was doing, but they didn't have any penalties so he just got away with it because there was you did that, it's illegal, but there's no penalty.
Right. Yeah.
Well, it's like Italy. Their government is so corrupt. They're constantly getting arrested, thrown in jail. So they have to get a new prime minister.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy.
I think there was 8 in 3 years.
Yeah. I got to find out what that guy's name was.
So what? So
Ken Paxton.
Who?
Ken Paxton.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, it was like there's a long list of like all these crimes that he just keeps getting away with. Then he got away with something, and then he paid like a fortune to all of his staff that weren't reporting him. A bunch of his staff reported him for violations, and they all got fired immediately. And then like the ones that stuck around, he got some big bonus or something like that, and or for his office, and just like he paid like some top aides assistant 115,000 a year, like to be the assistant to this aide, like $115,000 a year.
When was this?
Well, it's over the last however many years. He's 61 now. He's from North Dakota. Is where he was born. He's a Texas Attorney General. Oh, and his wife is a senator. And that was the other thing. So he was going through these court cases, and she would have to recuse herself because she's not allowed to be on the jury when her husband's the thing. And then he got like, what's a process server?
A what?
A process server?
It's like the guy that's serves you.
Oh, like sir. So you got to go to court or whatever. Like these are your.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So there was this process server trying to get him, and I guess he ran out. So his wife came up the driveway, and he ran out the back door and down the driveway and jumped in the vehicle, and his wife drove him away to get away from this process server. I guess it was all on video or something. So then he had to go on and say like, "Oh, I didn't know it was a process server. I thought it was somebody who was threatening, and I was afraid for my life. That was why I ran."
Yep. Full of crap.
Yeah, it's just like, but like he's been doing it for years and years and years, and nobody ever gets rid of him. Like it just, I don't know. And when they get caught, then it's like, well, this, yeah, I shouldn't have done that, and I'm going to do better. And then when they don't do better, it's like Supreme Court justices. I didn't realize how many of them are on the take and have been forever. Like companies just own them. It's just
they're
crazy.
all owned.
Yeah.
You know what?
And it's not like something that just happened. Like these people are saying, like they're going to court and they're bringing up all these things right from the 50s and 60s. This has been happening. Like if some company knows that they're going to be going to court a whole bunch, all of a sudden they're best friends and buying vacations. And there's one guy, I think his name's Clarence Thomas or Clarence Henry or something like that. Or
Clarence Thomas, yeah, he's the Supreme
He's had
Court
millions of dollars of lavish vacations bought for him and his wife by all of these friends. Well, it turns out that those friends have had like 70 different court cases before the Supreme Court in the past 3 years or whatever.
Careful, Chris. You can't talk negatively about him. He's a black man.
Oh, I didn't even know he was a black man.
No, I know.
He's a black man Republican. I thought those were very rare.
No, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Almost every politician is corrupt.
It was a podcast. Yeah. I was just listening while I was driving, so I didn't see any of the people, and I don't know who they are, but they were talking about like right back to like before Kennedy, these Supreme Court justices, and they can make their own rules, I guess. Didn't win a dang thing.
So that's
right,
funny. Roger is funny. Scrap it all. Listen to this. All politicians should wear NASCAR jackets so we know who their sponsors are.
Yep. It's so true.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I guess it's like right to the, like different cities, like the municipalities, everything. Like there's, and I always heard that, like people would say, oh yeah, well, he's the reeve of that township. If you give him $1,000, you'll get a building permit. Like, and so, I was just kind of like, oh, really?
We had a premier. Her name was Allison Redford, and she bought two planes for herself while she was premier. 2 planes, so it would be easier for her to travel, right? But she needed the second plane because her daughter, her 17-year-old daughter, was frequently going to Europe shopping, and had left Allison without a fucking plane.
Oh, poor baby. Someone definitely buy her.
Allison Redfern?
Yeah. Then she was also part of the Sky Castle debacle.
What's that?
She built a penthouse on top of the Alberta legislature.
Wow. So, but she's not in there anymore?
No, she kind of disappeared after the stuff started coming out. She just like disappeared, and then all of a sudden there was an announcement that she quit. But
That was
nobody
probably
sense.
a smart move for her to go away.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a while ago, eh?
That was quite a while ago, yeah.
Yeah, it says Redfern returned to the legislature and the backbenches on May 5th, 2014. Redford retired from politics on August 6th, 2014.
But yeah, their daughter was using the other plane to go shopping in other countries.
Yeah, this is crazy. Yeah, it's like it says that they were auditing her travel expenses.
Yeah. So then the next premier after that, I can't remember his name. He sold both planes. He says, I can fly economy. Like,
well, good for him. Yeah.
Well, oh, was that Ralph?
no, the other guy, the guy that died in a plane crash
Oh, okay.
a few years back. That was before the fat guy, the fat conservative we had, whatever his name was.
Chris Christie? No.
What was the guy, Ralph?
Ralph Klein.
Ralph Klein. I like that guy.
Best premier ever.
And he was an alcoholic, and you could tell he was just a down-to-earth, good guy. He still lived in his crappy little house that he always lived in. He didn't ever take
Smoked like
anything.
a chimney. He wouldn't allow the law for not smoking in restaurants to go through.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
No, but he was like, and the province thrived when he was there.
There was such a surplus of money. We were getting checks every month.
Yeah.
What?
I remember a friend of mine,
Like
he moved to Grand
$300
Prairie
each
just for that.
person.
Yeah. He said because he was working for Swanberg in Fort St. John, and then there was an offer to transfer to Grand Prairie, and then he was like, well, I don't know. And then he started talking to the guys in Grand Prairie, and they're like, oh no, man, it's awesome here. Like, we pay very little tax. We have we get checks all the time from the government for the government surplus that we're getting from the oil companies and that. Like, it was crazy.
So why isn't that same model being applied today?
Oh, because people decide to line their own pockets instead.
Yeah, he wasn't working for the oil companies, that guy. He was working for the people.
Right.
And everybody that gets in now, they're not going to piss the oil companies off, because that's where their paychecks are going to come from when they retire, or when they, if their parent or if their family wants to go on a nice vacation. Like, that's just different, just a different outlook. Like, that guy, he just lived a nice, simple life. He just tried to do what was right, as far as I could see. Yeah, maybe he drank a little. And
was this in the 90s or something?
It's like early 2000s when I moved here, and he was still there.
Alberta was in like $100 billion surplus.
Yeah.
Was this just from oil?
Yeah.
Yeah, oil, but that also agriculture. Like, they had Alberta produced a lot of beef, and
the mad cow thing really hurt us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was back then too, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was but I mean, like, Alberta's always had a ton of oil. And he made sure that, like, the government got paid. Like, BC, we don't get paid like Alberta did, like, because the politicians here are too much into wrapped up red tape, and, well, we got to hire another bunch of people to form a coalition to check this part out. So there's another $3 million a year gone. Like, it was just a waste. And in Alberta, they just looked after it better back then. I don't think they do now.
And we're the only province without a provincial sales tax.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to go that when I first moved here, we used to drive to Grand Prairie probably once a month or once every 2 months and do huge shops. Like, me and my buddies fill the whole house up with stuff, because you'd save hundreds. 7% adds up.
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
Well, because we had like 4 guys all living in a big house, so we'd all just go because one guy would buy a couch, like it'd be just a big trip, and then you figure, oh well, we saved enough that we can buy 2 cases of vodka. Like we wasted every cent on booze, but I mean, still,
Yeah.
we would have had to pay out of our pocket for that vodka. What do you got going? Just the last part of a hard drive? Scrap
Yeah.
roll?
Yeah, that's just the laser part of not hard drive, a CD-ROM drive.
Scrapman 69 should have been watching that.
Yeah, I don't know.
He didn't win anything at bingo, so he needs something.
Is he here?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Scrapman69.
Gee, Smitty says his county's corrupt too. I'm just coming to. I don't think our district is, but I'm not saying it hasn't been, because I know there's been like CAOs and stuff that have been fired because of like. So say the guy would hire, somebody would bid on a contract. This guy would hire that company, but then they would pay him as a consultant after, like it'd be like, oh, here's the $10,000 consulting fee. So then it's like, well, how did they, now who's to say why they got that contract? But then he'd get fired, and then we find out later that, oh, that same thing happened in the last town he was in, and he got fired from there. And then for whatever reason, our district hires him. Like, and then, oh, well, they let him go, so now they have to pay out this like fee for his contract, and it's like, what? So it just cost us another $15,000 to fire the guy that is corrupt.
Crazy.
But it's so hard. We're so far north. It's hard to find anybody that's educated enough to run a town, and I guess they just feel desperate or whatever.
Yeah.
I know why That's Right Recycling's not here.
Why?
Scrapping Earth Grandpa went live at the same time we did, and he was
really?
He was giving away a wire stripper.
No.
So he probably is hanging out on that live trying to win a free wire stripper.
Well, I can't compete with that. I forget that Scrapping with Grandpa even still
exists.
Yeah, I never once get a notification.
Oh, see, look
Hey,
at that.
Adam.
He heard about a free wire stripper. He's screwing
Yeah.
up.
What's going
You
on?
guys around?
Yeah. Free wire stripper. Gotta go.
Who just left?
Adam.
Oh, well, that was 2 hours ago that Scrapping Grandpa started that live. I'm sure it's over by now.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Oh, we've been almost on 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm almost ready to say done.
Yeah, I think I'm ready to wrap it up myself. My back's
You
starting
guys
to hurt.
can't even wait 6 minutes and 48 seconds.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah, I can wait 6 minutes and 43 seconds.
Oh! Okay.
Oh,
What I need you to do is to remove that comment, off of there, so E-Waste
Oh.
Mike can read my thing.
I'm sure he read it. He's been watching all night.
Is Mike here?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
saw the whole big head thing. That's why he says big head says good night, bitches.
I didn't know. I didn't know that he was here. Hi, Mike.
We didn't either, because he just hides and waits to see what we say about his big
Yeah,
head.
he hides like a little bit.
His big head and his tiny neck.
He's like scared.
This is why he likes me, because I don't say that kind of stuff. At least not out loud.
No,
but
but
you know what? He says worse about us. So
yeah, it's true. I like I'm the only one that ever puts nice things up about E-Waste Mike on my tagline.
well, I didn't say anything wrong tonight.
No. You did.
But-
You said it. We both said it, but it's not on the tagline.
But I sent him a nice love letter with his stickers, and he's like decides to stick it on his toilet. Like,
Well, I tell you, that's why you just do everything with magnets, and they can't stick it wherever they feel like it. Oh man. Well,
And-
Mike.
And Mike, you have to admit you have an unusually large head.
I think it's the hair and the beard.
It's gotten bigger since the beard's gone, though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I guess you could always blame it on the beard before, but then you're like, no, it's just a big old head.
Yeah, just a big melon.
Here's me talking. My head comes straight out of my shoulders. Like there's no there's nothing in between.
Yeah, there's no neck.
I have a question for you guys,
Roger.
What?
or more for Dan. So I was looking at getting some stickers made, and I was looking at Vistaprint.
Yep.
And on their options, they were saying, "Do you want a white sticker or a clear sticker?" But I don't understand. If I have a design on it, what do they mean by a white sticker or a clear sticker? Do you know?
White background or transparent background. So anything that's not part of your sticker, like anything that would be a background, would just be clear. So whatever's underneath it would show.
Oh, okay.
But stickers, I would shop around because I think Vistaprint's a little higher on the stickers.
Yeah, I think they're expensive. And the other thing is, he got more chins since he shaved. The magnets, I found out they don't. A different place ships the magnets. So if you order the magnets, they'll make you, or they'll try and make you do 2 orders.
Well,
I
I
had to send mine to my friend.
Oh yeah, I know. I remember you telling me that. Yeah,
because the magnets come from Michigan, and then like the other stuff comes from somewhere closer to you. They have like printing shops all over the country, I guess.
So
mine came from California.
I ordered those business cards that I was showing you the design on.
Yep.
And I'm going through the checkout, and I put in my PO box, and they said, "Sorry, we can't ship to a PO box because it comes from Canada. You need to give us a physical address." I'm like, "Okay, no problem." So I go redo everything, give them my physical address. I check out, everything clears, and it says, "We'll be shipping to your PO box." I'm like, "You just told me you couldn't." Anyways, Dan, what do you pay per sticker?
I think I paid like 89 cents.
Okay, because Vista wanted, I think, $1.80 a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some. What did you get yours?
Sticker app or something like. I'll take a look at my emails and I'll send it to you tomorrow.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Adam says Adam didn't leave, or he left, found out he couldn't win the stripper, and then came back. He says Sticker Mule is the cheapest place to get them. Now he's saying goodnight.
So he's trying to be like E-Waste Mike and just hide.
Yeah. The cat's claws stuck in the curtain.
But Adam's head is quite a bit smaller than Mike's.
So Adam, you really left our live and the chances of going to try to win a wire stripper that you already own.
I think we were just making that up.
Yeah, we were making that up.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to be clear.
But that's not a bad
Adam didn't actually say that. We were just guessing.
Not a bad idea. Win a wire stripper, then have a giveaway on your channel of a wire stripper.
But they pay the shipping.
I think he was giving away one of his used ones. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Well, that's kind of like giving away used socks.
Yeah, but more useful and less smelly.
Or a used hatchet.
I don't know. I mean,
who would give away a used hatchet?
Yeah. I know. Nice junk.
That was duller than hell.
I know it. Yeah.
Good thing that somebody we know has a file.
It got sharpened, and his
dad did a really good job on it.
My dad did. He's pretty good with sharpening stuff.
All right. We got 28 seconds left. What do you got going on tomorrow, Scrapadilly?
I got NASCAR race in my video at 7 in the morning.
NASCAR's at 7 too?
No, NASCAR's
okay.
at 10:30.
Okay. I'm like, wow, they're really into it. Like, let's get out there, boys.
Well, it is
Dan?
on the East Coast.
Dan, what time's
Generator?
your video?
Generator finale, 10 o'clock Mountain Standard.
Okay. Not Mountain Daylight?
Whatever.
Way to go.
Mountain time.
Oh, he was given a brand new Vivor stripper, kind of like Rogers.
Oh, that
Wow.
was nice of him.
I hope
So
that's
different
right
than
one.
Mike's. Different than Mike's.
Mike's,
All right,
Mike's
everybody.
Mike's is really nice. Good night,
So-
everybody.
Maybe Thursdays.
Love you all.
Or not. We'll just play it by ear.
Okay. Bye.